fellas. Hope you're doing good. In today's video, we would be learning to explore one of the most important parts of any academic paper, the abstract. An abstract is a concise and not detailed summary of the academic paper. It is majorly written along with research papers, but your professor may ask you to write one for the assignment too. The abstract doesn't stand for paraphrase excerpt of the paper, but it's a window to the work you have done. Writing an abstract is for making it easier for the reader to decide if the topic covered is of their interest or not. It is to cover the information that you have shared in the research paper. Most universities let students trawl through database via abstracts. An abstract is generally the first read of your research paper. It must always be placed just after the acknowledgement and title page, and before the table of contents section. Your abstract is the window to your work and must be placed before you start talking about the work. Do not start writing an abstract before you have finished the paper. You may be asked to submit one before beginning to write, to get the topic verified by your professor. It could be the first step, but the final edits are to be made only after you have written the entire paper. Fellas, now that you know the 4 W's of writing an abstract, let's now see the 1 H that would make things much easier for you. Here is how to write an abstract that holds the reader. Before you start writing your abstract, just ensure that you are well acquainted with these important aspects of the work. Being informed is never a bad choice. The purpose: to share the brief information of the topic and your working strategy. The requirements: which style to follow, what would be the format, and the word count. The audience: makes it easier to write in a convincing language. Now that you know the basics of writing the abstract, choose the type of abstract you want to write according to the topic that you are working on. You can work on a descriptive abstract, informative abstract, or critical abstract. Descriptive abstract is suggested for topics that are inclined to theoretical researches instead of practical studies. Informative abstract is suggested for topics that have more practical relevance and less of theoretical research. Critical abstract is suggested if you are contradicting a previously published work to a great extent. You can style your abstract either in a structured or an unstructured way. Both the ways are right and acceptable. No matter which of the styles you pick, it must clearly share the information that is to be reflected. When you are writing the abstract, make sure it is concise and written in a very simple language. It is important that even the layman understands the language of the work and can identify the purpose. An abstract is just the window to your work and not the summary. Reflect here: what is your topic, the methodologies, the results, and conclusions. Just make sure you do not go overboard with the information, as it would affect the purpose of the abstract and also the word limit. Now that you have written the work, leave it aside for a while. Reread it to see if it matches the expectations that you had from the work. Leave no voids or questions that could mark a negative impact. Other than that, checking the grammar is an unsaid rule. Follow these simple tips. Check for the grammar. Check for flow of information. Trim extra information. Do not miss any must include information. Writing an abstract is tough when you have no proper path to follow. When you know all the questions that are related to writing an abstract, it becomes a child's play. So, just relax and be ready with a small must-do things list and be ready to impress your professor in just 300 to 500 words. Here is a bonus: a checklist for writing an abstract that would make things really easy for you. Check for the word count. Place it before table of contents. Problem statement is stated. Objective is explained. A brief of methodology is given. Results are mentioned. And this is it. Go grab your essentials and get to work now.